while others sleep. They dream.
Holy moly. Yeehaw! It's a news roundup. Howdy folks, it's Kanaju, and I'm glad to be here because this is the Deep Space Travel Break, YouTube's #1 No Man's Sky podcast, and honestly, probably Spotify's #1 No Man's Sky podcast, if I could ever figure out how to publish there. If you're watching this, chances are you're already excited about No Man's Sky 6.0, the Voyagers update. Calling it a complete game changer is probably the least hyperbolic thing I could say about it, because it is a game changer. It completely changes how we explore and interact with the universe, and it's unbelievable. So, I don't know how Hello Games does it, especially because the crazy thing is, they weren't just working on this update, right? Besides Light No Fire and other updates, they have been busy. So I wanted to record this video going over some of the other news and announcements we got that may have been overshadowed by the big update news. So from Twitch drops to a new vinyl soundtrack and more, this is episode 42 of the Deep Space Travel Break, brought to you by sleep deprivation and energy drinks. Please like this video. 1 like equals 1 extra minute I'll sleep in this weekend. And I apologize for my voice. I've taught 2 classes, and this is my second video I'm recording today, so wowee. All right, so this episode is all about the myriad announcements we got alongside the Voyagers release. However, if you're interested in a detailed look at the patch notes or my reactions to the trailer and deep dive, I did publish a video. However, the first 5 minutes are really rough from an editing standpoint, audio, visual, since I was rushing to record and edit between classes. So it rendered while I was teaching, and then after I finished class, I looked at it and it was like, oh boy. But, it is what it is. So, again, so glad Hello Games released this on a Wednesday when I was booked solid instead of my Thursday, which would have been wide open. Really happy about that. Love it. But yeah, that was my initial reaction to the update. That I love the update. Now that I've had more time to ponder the additions, a few hours more, I'm even more hyped for the update. I mean, this new starship, it unlocks both space and the upper atmospheres of planets for quote-unquote on-foot exploration, right? I mean, think about that. How much more of the universe we can now explore in person. It's it's insane. They've somehow taken a game with infinite space, infinite planets, and then given us even more to explore. It's pretty cool. Now, I don't usually spend time comparing No Man's Sky to other space games, right? I think No Man's Sky stands on its own, and we can enjoy it without needing to compare it to other games. But, I mean, come on, right? Buildable starships, that was one of Starfield's biggest unique selling points. I mean, even to an extent, even like the spacesuit they released, right? So it feels a little Starfield-esque. But now No Man's Sky has buildable starships, and they kind of look better. And I'll admit, I always wanted to be able to fly around with my friends, obviously, right? Like you can in Star Citizen. I love watching Star Citizen videos. But now we have that too, right? And spacewalking and skydiving. Anyways, y'all let me know what you think so far in the comments below. My friend, he texted me, he said he's run into a bunch of bugs already, which isn't really a big surprise, but I suppose that's a good segue into our first piece of extra news. There's already an experimental patch live on Steam. So that means Hello Games are already hard at work producing the first hotfixes for the update. I'll put a link to the patch notes in the description, but it's essentially all bug fixes, which is great. So hopefully that'll hit consoles by Labor Day here in the States, or Monday for the rest of y'all. And yeah, impressively fast work as always from Hello Games. So, a couple more dates to be aware of. First off, there's a Twitch Drops campaign that will run from Thursday, October 28th to Monday, September 1st. So if you're interested in free loot, such as that shown on screen, make sure you link your Twitch account on cloud.nomansky.com/Twitch, and then just watch your favorite streamer or support a new one, and you'll automatically unlock free rewards. Just make sure that they have Twitch drops enabled, right? Another date to keep in mind is September 3rd. Cyberpunk 2350 on Twitter found some evidence in the game files to suggest that the Corvette expedition will begin on September 3rd. Though, of course, this has not been confirmed by Hello Games, right? This is our best guesstimate. So according to the patch notes, rewards for that expedition include new posters, decals and titles, the Vigilant Jetpack Trail and Plasma Starship Trail, an exclusive Deadeye Cannon module for Corvettes, and the unique Mecha Mouse robotic companion. So if you love the new buildable ships, you're definitely going to want to unlock these exclusive parts, especially the Deadeye Cannon module. Unfortunately for me, September 3rd is another Wednesday, so I'll probably won't be able to stream it that day until maybe either the 4th or 5th, but c'est la vie. In other news, No Man's Sky Journeys was also announced, right? I mean, I can't believe how much news they fit into one day. This is a new No Man's Sky soundtrack album by both 65 Days of Static, who did the original soundtrack, and Paul Weir, the audio director for No Man's Sky. So, let me tell you why this is so exciting to me personally. First, the album design is clean. I love it. Looks great. The set looks great. But secondly, we're getting music that was added to the game post-release, and we're getting it in song format for the first time. So essentially, when 65 Days of Static built this post-release music, they built it specifically to fit into the game, to be procedural. So they weren't really songs, right? They were soundscapes. But now they've gone and taken those and turned them back into songs to put on an album, which is interesting. So over 9 years ago, we got the original No Man's Sky soundtrack by 65 Days of Static, which was awesome, right? Shout out Supermoon. But the band later recorded and compiled new music for the Pathfinder update in 2017, which obviously wasn't on the original soundtrack. So now 9 years later, we're finally getting the rest of the soundtrack. And what makes this an even more noteworthy release is that it also includes tracks by Paul Weir, again, the audio director on No Man's Sky. So post-launch, Paul has also added a bunch of new soundscapes to the game, right? We see a lot of those when we boot up the game, and it always has different music on the main menu. A lot of that is Paul's. So these were also never released separately. So it's great to see him credited on the second volume of the No Man's Sky soundtrack, since he's built so much of the music that we hear in-game. And it's just great to have all this music in song format. So in the spirit of that collaboration, they've actually already released a double lead single for the album. You have Vostok by 65 Days of Static and The Journey by Paul Weir. These two tracks actually play together really nicely, and if your ears have 8 minutes and 53 seconds to spare, you can listen to them right now on your streaming service of choice. The full album will be released on September 18th this year, with pre-orders for the double vinyl going live the same day. Pretty exciting, right? So the band's website, the announcement, they describe No Man's Sky Journeys as, quote, 80 minutes of gorgeous sci-fi bangers, which sounds great. I'll put a link to that announcement in the description below. But that's not the only auxiliary No Man's Sky news I have for you, obviously. So it looks like the merch that we were teased in the Worlds Part 2 trailer might finally be on its way. So Insert Coin, a gaming clothing and accessories brand, put out the following tweet today, which was retweeted by Sean himself, which is how I came across it. So it reads, "Existence is beautiful. No Man's Sky Cross Insert Coin collection incoming soon." And it featured this photo of an admittedly pretty cool looking shirt. So as y'all know, I love merch. I love gaming merch. I love No Man's Sky merch, right? I've designed No Man's Sky merch, so of course I love No Man's Sky merch. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to offer soon, right? When we saw the trailer, they had like a water bottle shirt, maybe a handkerchief or something. I might be misremembering that, but yeah, I'm always excited to see new merch. And since Hello Games release every single update for free and there are no microtransactions, outside of buying the game a bunch of times, there aren't a lot of opportunities to throw money at them. So I don't mind this opportunity to throw a little money their way, especially if I get some sweet merch in return, right? But that's just me. I don't have a timeline or estimate on when the new line will launch, but I would assume it would be this fall since they don't tend to announce, Hello Games don't tend to announce things too far in advance, and they'd probably want to ship before Christmas. But that's just my guess. But yeah, that's a lot of No Man's Sky news dropping. On top of that, and I promise I'll only spend a couple seconds on this, but on top of that, Ken Levine of all people came out of nowhere with the first Judas Dev Log ever, and the reveal of the game's key art, which looks fantastic, by the way. Besides Light No Fire, Judas is my most anticipated game right now. And as world's #1 BioShock fan, TM, aka the Tourmaline Pawn, I had to give it a shout out, right? At least. So look forward to more Judas coverage in however many years it takes for them to get that out. But that's all I got for you. Should be enough No Man's Sky news to keep us all busy for quite a while. I'm looking forward to trying the update out on stream this week. Maybe today as you're watching this, maybe tomorrow. We'll see which day works best. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 42 of the Deep Space Travel Break. Yeah, it's on the shorter side, but I think it's jam-packed with goodies. And if you enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video. It really helps. And if you're interested in more No Man's Sky and other gaming coverage, consider subscribing. It's free, it's easy, it's reversible. There's no reason not to, really, when you think about it. So yeah, I mean, 49,000 people think it's a good idea, so maybe they're onto something. Speaking of which, thanks to those existing subscribers, thank you so much, and to the valued members of the channel who took it a step further. Y'all have been so supportive, and I'm really glad to be back. So, thanks for everything, and thank you for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Adios.